What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So let's get into another fight that I was really looking forward to. Now, last night I was in a bit of a situation, so I didn't get to really watch this one properly. I was like on and off, for certain reasons. But yeah, this was a real meant to be a real test for Dynamite Daniel Dubois versus Jarrell Big Baby Miller or Big Farmer Miller, depending on what you want to call him. And yeah, I was very impressed with Daniel Dubois, very impressed with the result overall. Because he really grit his teeth and he really did tough it out in this fight, and he was able to not only win the fight but to get Big Baby Miller out of there, to stop him in the 10th and last round. And just to talk through this performance, it was a performance where Dubois had his ups and downs. A lot of people were picking Big Baby Miller to win this fight. Most people that, and this is people who know about boxing, were saying that, oh, you know what, Dubois is probably going to quit again, and Big Baby Miller's going to probably just grind him down or whatever, and he's going to be a bit too much. And I was one of the few people that sort of picked Daniel Dubois, and I picked him by late stoppage, so I'm happy that at least one of my predictions came out right. Um, and I just fancied that Dubois had the skills and the power to just take this guy out. And it was a fight that had its ebbs and flows. I think Dubois started quite well. Big Baby Miller was sort of always coming, and Miller, what he did well was sort of just walk forward like a sort of immovable object. And there was some points in this fight, like especially the middle rounds, where you did think that, well, this pressure is getting to Dubois, because Miller, he ate some shots, but he just sort of kept coming forward. There were times where Daniel Dubois tired, and it looked like, okay, maybe he's going to have issues here later on. But to Daniel Dubois' credit, he withstood the pressure of Miller. He threw good combinations. He went to the body very well, threw some great hooks and uppercuts to the head and everything. And he fought the right fight, Daniel Dubois. The only thing I would say is that I think part of what drained his energy and made him a bit tired during this fight was he was hitting Miller, and then there were many times in this fight where he was pushing Miller back, and I think that's part of what sort of tired Daniel Dubois a little bit in this fight. But to his credit, he came through it. He came through the crisis. He came through, all of what people were saying about him beforehand, and fought a good fight. He really did have to fight for this, because Miller, 330 odd pounds of him, nearly 100 pounds more than Daniel Dubois. He was just coming forward like a train. And to be fair, Miller wasn't really winning any rounds. It was just the only danger we're thinking while as it was going on is that, well, perhaps he wears Daniel Dubois out, and perhaps Daniel Dubois just, gasses himself out, and then Miller sort of stops him. But Dubois impressively gets his second win towards those last couple of rounds, 8, 9, and 10, and, begins to really put it on Miller, turning, the fight back into his favor. And the 10th round, that's what really impressed me the most, was the fact that Daniel Dubois, he wasn't content just to see the fight out, just to sort of, because he could have just moved away in that round and just danced around the ring and just been content, because we all pretty much knew that he won the fight. But what he done, he said, no, I'm not just going to walk away. I'm not just going to coast to victory. I'm going to try and get this guy out. And that's what he done. Just let his hands go, bap, 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 bap. And Miller, he made Miller sag into the ropes, and Miller just had absolutely nothing left. And Daniel Dubois took him out. He made the referee stop it. Miller's mouth was open. He's hanging on the rod. He done everything but went down. And, had the referee not stopped it, I believe he would have gone down, because he was just all over the place. No condition to continue. No condition to defend himself. And, yeah, impressive barrage of punches, and the determination and the mentality of Daniel Dubois. There was a few flaws in this fight, but overall, that I was impressed with the mentality that he carried into this fight and the determination he had to just take this man out. And to be honest with you, with Jarrell Miller's past and everything, and with all the drugs he's taken and all this stuff, it's one of those that it's a good thing for boxing as well that Daniel Dubois won this fight, because you don't want these drug cheating guys coming in there. And even the fact that he was fighting on that card in Saudi Arabia, Miller, considering the history, what he's done, you could say, well, why is he fighting at all? But anyway, credit to Daniel Dubois, fantastic performance. You could say maybe at least one of the performances of the night, if not the best performance of the night. Not because it was technically the best, but because of the determination, and he completely turned the narrative on its head. So congrats to Daniel Dubois. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out.